Welcome to a new podcast episode. Today we are discussing a topic that rarely makes headlines, yet one that will determine where capital generates returns in the future and where it will not. We are talking about demography and skill shortages, a topic often framed as social policy, but for investors it has long become a hard economic risk factor. Capital today is globally available. Labor, however, is becoming increasingly scarce, and this is fundamentally changing how investors assess locations, companies, and business models. Why has demography suddenly become so relevant for investors?
Because a fundamental balance has shifted. Capital is now almost infinitely mobile. Skilled labor is not. Nearly all major economies are facing the same challenges. Aging populations, shrinking working age populations, rising labor costs. Growth is no longer constrained by access to capital, but by a far more basic question: who will actually be able to deliver value creation in the future?
We often hear, then we simply bring in workers from abroad. Is that enough?
Migration is an important part of the solution, but it is not a universal answer. Not all migration addresses skill shortages. What matters is qualification. When we talk about skilled workers, we specifically mean engineers, IT and software specialists, technicians and mechatronics experts, healthcare and nursing professionals, qualified skilled trades. Germany currently sources skilled labor primarily from EU member states, India, Southeast Asia, parts of Eastern Europe. However, qualification recognition, language skills, and integration take time. For investors, this means migration is not a rapid scaling lever, but a medium to long-term location factor.
How does this change investment logic?
Skill shortages are now assessed as a business risk, not merely an HR issue. Investors ask questions such as, how labor-intensive is the business model? To what extent does growth depend on constant hiring? How resilient is the company during labor shortages? Business models that only function with continuously expanding headcount are structurally valued lower. This is particularly true in services, manufacturing, healthcare, skilled trades, technology-driven small-medium enterprises.
Many place great hopes in AI. Will it solve the skills shortage?
AI will change many things, but it will not replace everything. AI primarily replaces repetitive tasks, administrative work, and analytical and evaluation processes, but it does not replace skilled manual work, care and nursing, technical maintenance, complex customer interaction, or responsibility and experience. AI is not a replacement for skilled workers. It is a productivity multiplier. For investors, this means companies that deploy AI strategically will become less dependent on labor markets, more scalable, and more resilient.
What does this mean specifically for Germany as a location?
Germany has clear strengths. They create a highly skilled workforce, legal certainty, and don't know stable institutions, but it also faces challenges: slow recognition procedures, complex immigration processes, and a high demand for skilled labor. Germany's competitiveness will increasingly depend not only on innovation, but on how effectively skilled workers are attracted, retained, and deployed productively.
So what is the key message for investors?
Well, demography is not background noise. It is a core economic factor. Investors must now ask, is the business model operationally viable in terms of labor? Is there a clear automation strategy? And how dependent is growth on human capital? The next wave of investment will not be decided by markets alone, but by labor availability and productivity.
All right. Thank you for the conversation and thank you for listening. If you would like to explore how demography, skills shortages, and automation affect your company or your investment decisions, the Haberlander GmbH is happy to support you as an advisor or as a speaker for your organization or event. Further information and contact details can be found at www.haberlander-GmbH.de.